In this example, we will look at a rule for exponents that is used when dividing monomials. For all of these, we will go back to what exponents mean and use our understanding of that to come up with a shortcut. In part A, we have 7 to the 6th divided by 7 to the 2nd. What we want to remember is that 7 to the 6th means there are 6 7s multiplied across the top of that fraction, and there are 2 7s multiplied in the bottom. One thing we know about fractions with multiplication and division is that we can cancel a 7 out one for one. For every 7 in the numerator, if there's one that pairs up with it in the denominator, they will cancel out and make 1s. At this point, we've canceled out all the 7s from the denominator, and we're simply left with 4 7s up in the top, which we could write as 7 to the 4th. In part B, we have x to the 5th divided by x to the 3rd. Again, x to the 5th means x times x times x times x times x, 5 x's in the top. X to the 3rd in the bottom means we have 3 x's in the bottom. Again, just like with 7s, x's can cancel out one for one. And if we cancel one x from the bottom with a single x up in the top, 3 of those x's will cancel out, and it will leave us with 2 x's remaining up in the numerator. Our answer will be x to the 2nd. Hopefully you recognize what just happened. By pairing them up and canceling them out one for one, we've essentially just subtracted 2 of the 7s from the 6 that had originally been there, leaving us with 4. We took those 5 x's, but we canceled out 3 of them, and 5 minus 3 gave us 2 remaining. The general rule that we're working with here is called the quotient rule, and the rule states, jumping to part D, if we have a to the n divided by a to the m, we get to subtract the bottom exponent from the numerator's exponent. It leaves us with a to the n minus m. Using that shortcut, we'll jump back to part C. We have 3 to the 4th, x to the 6th, y to the 5th, divided by 3 squared, x to the 4th y. When we work this example, we want to pair the 3's with the 3's, the x's with the x's, and the y's with the y's. What happens with the 3's won't influence the x's, and likewise that won't influence what happens with the y's. So looking at the 3's, 3 to the 4th divided by 3 to the 2nd would be 3 to the 4 minus 2. X to the 6th divided by x to the 4th would give us x to the 6 minus 4. And y to the 5th divided by y, you want to remember that's a 1y down there, so that gives us y to the 5 minus 1. When we simplify this, we'll end up with 3 squared times x squared times y to the 4th. And as a fairly common final step, since 3 squared can be simplified down to 9, it would be more common to write this as 9x squared y to the 4th. So the rule is, when dividing the same base, you can subtract the exponents. That's the quotient rule.